This whole episode, I'm just gonna be like this. It's fine.
He's sleeping.
Hello. Oh Jesus. That was a salt.
No, that's a water.
That's a pepper. Huh?
We both made the same joke, except mine actually made sense. That's a pepper. Huh?
Yeah, I said a salt. And I said a pepper.
No, I said, no, that's a water.
But I said no, as a pepper.
But it's not a pepper, it's a water.
It's paprika.
What?
Wow, it's almost like this joke would have made sense if the Life is Strange video was made because I kept saying die instead of fucking deer. Alright, I'm good now.
Hello and welcome to the...
Alright.
Hello and welcome. Are you done adjusting things? Stop. Calm down a little bit.
Alright, I'm ready.
You sure?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the 61st installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our co-host, Jordan.
That's me.
That's him.
We didn't sync.
Oh shit, you're right, we didn't.
Right.
Now we synced it.
Now we synced it in gameplay, bro. Gameplay, bro. Synced it.
No, we didn't sync any gameplay.
No, we didn't even record any.
We certainly tried.
We gave it our best. Anyway, in case you don't already know, 61 episodes in. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and of course, my favorite app of choice, Pocket Casts. And as always, there's an RSS feed linked below. Import it into whatever media motherfucking consumption app you would like. And yes, for those on YouTube, this is episode 2 with video. So we do have video. And Chris, I actually thought about something with the video.
Yeah.
Now they're going to know that we just record the episodes back to back. I know we've talked about it, but now they can see.
It, like, frequently.
Now they can see.
No, I've actually been wearing these clothes for a whole week straight.
As have I. I'm actually starting to smell.
I always do.
I agree. But anyway, Chris. I forgot to say where to contact us. Email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Also, down below.
You were saying? Are you gonna do something? Are you gonna participate right now? Are we gonna do this again?
Am I going to participate in the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You were saying.
What have you been up to?
I haven't gone anywhere.
You did walk over there. What'd you do?
I just was walking. I don't know.
Anyway, Chris, how's the Fiesta been? We haven't talked about the Fiesta in a while. I saw it at work finally.
Oh, because it's been fine.
I haven't noticed it. I just happened to see it at work. And I was like, oh, finally. First time I've seen it out of this fucking driveway.
It's
Still
always
liking it?
been there.
You ready to sell it already?
No, I still like it. It's fun. I still drive it.
Is it your daily now? Obviously, instead of the Suburban?
Well, yeah, I never dailied the Suburban.
Makes sense. I was thinking about your Suburban the other day.
Why, you want to buy it?
No, because the draft man at work was trying to remember what the fuck you drove, and he was like, well, he just had the most obscure car.
What did he pick?
What the fuck was it? It was like some German car, and I was just like, no, it's a fucking Suburban. And I was just like I was so confused because he goes, yeah, you know the guy who drives and it was like a German car. Like, just imagine it was just a Volkswagen Pacifica. And I was just like,
whoa, you were doing some mixing.
Yeah,
there.
I totally just mixed up too. What is
Pacifica's a Chrysler.
Chrysler,
the
sorry.
minivan.
Chrysler, Pacifica. What's the Volkswagen one?
I don't fucking know.
God damn it.
Tiguan.
Tiguan. Yeah.
That's a SUV. It's not really. I don't know if they make a minivan.
I wasn't trying to say minivan. I was trying to say SUV because you drive an SUV.
I see.
Not a Volkswagen Pacifica. That's something I just made up.
That's not real.
The Tiguan. It was like something like that. I'm like, doesn't drive a Tiguan. No, it's a fucking Chevy.
Goddamn
Chevy.
It's a Chevy.
That right there, that's a Chevrolet.
It's a
I ain't
Chevrolet.
Are you Suburban, by the way?
Huh?
Are you Suburban? Why you drive Suburban?
Why do I drive a Suburban?
Yeah, give me one valid reason for said Suburban at the moment.
Bro, I don't have one. I liked it and I could afford it, so I bought it.
It's usually what I say about
About what?
nothing.
About what, Jordan?
I was gonna say pussy. That's what I was gonna say. Chunk is here, by the way. I don't know if you can see him. Probably not. He's just sniffing, looking for things to nibble.
I'm pretty sure he knocked his toy under the couch, and because he's like really intently trying to get under there right now. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get it for him.
Nah.
He has to deal with the consequences of his actions.
Fuck him. Fuck him. But Chris, I mentioned Wi-Fi 6 at the end of the last episode.
Wi-Fi 6.
I mentioned it out of the blue at the end of the last episode as we were rounding out. And I also brought up that I had something related to Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, what's so good
To bring up.
about Wi-Fi 6? Why do you keep talking about this?
6 is bigger than 5, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're right, it is.
Anyway, I have started dabbling.
With?
My I thought that was funny. Laugh with me? No? Okay. Anyway. I've... What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, face. You look like a serial killer.
That's how I always look.
I've started dabbling with XCloud.
What the fuck is XCloud?
You know what XCloud is?
No.
Game streaming from Microsoft Game Pass on your phone.
Oh.
We've talked about it before, a little dabbly dabbloos,
Oh, it's Stadia.
but way better.
Oh,
Because
so it
it's all the
works.
Game Pass games, and it works. Yeah, I've started using XCloud on my phone. I bought one of those fucking generic, here's to hold your phone on your controller things for my PS4. PS4 controller, rather. And a little short cable to avoid extra latency. And I've been playing fucking Skate 3 on there. I started Origami 2.
That's a banger.
Dude,
Skate
it's
3.
a fucking banger, dude.
That's an elite choice, actually.
Hell yeah. Well, so here's what happened. I was like, I kind of want to try it. And then I was like, yo,
Have you tried it?
they have...
There's Skate 3.
I saw Skate 3, and I was like, what do I need to do right now to play Skate 3 right now? So I went to...
All I have to do is buy a new router and fucking modem.
No, so ready? Yes, but no. I was like, what do I have to do? And Microsoft was like, tell you what. Give us $1.
$1?
$1 for Game Pass Ultimate. But then give us $15 every month after. I was like, all right.
Ooh, that's tough.
I said,
It's
all
a
right,
hard sell.
I'll give you $1. So I tossed him $1, all right? And I just started playing Skate 3 on my phone, dude, just streaming it.
Okay.
And it worked fucking amazing. Like, dude, true story. We have such a cool boss. I just brought this thing into work, my controller phone holder thing, and was like, yo, I'm gonna try this, alright?
Yo, bro, check this shit
And
out.
he just sat there with me while I was playing it. It's like, yo, check this out, bro. But anyway.
I'm 15 minutes late to a meeting, but I want to see this.
Hashtag our boss.
That's just shit he does, though. So that's not out of character.
But, yeah, so I was trying it at home. It worked great on Wi-Fi 5. A couple stutters, but, like, something about XCloud, the way it handles stutters, is just better. Like, stutters are usually like,
what do you
boom, it's
mean?
frozen, right? Stutters on XCloud is it just drops the resolution, like, hard. But everything keeps going. It's weird. So instead of being
Okay.
like, oh, I'm frozen for a second, it goes, oh, I'm, like, 80p for a moment, and then right back to what it was.
It goes back to, like, an 80-column fucking CRT monitor.
Basically. So, and then what it does like a screen wipe, which is cool. So instead of just, like, stuttering back into reality, it just screen wipes to, like, a new frame. It's weird. It handles stutters really well.
That's interesting. Because my only experience with game streaming
Is when you tried to do Red Dead on PS Now, right?
it's just well, all my experiences with game streaming have been like very negative.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I had a NVIDIA Shield portable, the little guy. That thing sucked.
I remember being like, this is fucking epic. I wanted one so bad. Glad I never got it.
Yeah, I did. 'Cause I was the same way. I was like, this is this is awesome. And then I got it. I was like, this kind of sucks.
Yep.
Um,
Stick to making GPUs.
But I bought, or at the time, they were beta testing GeForce Now. So if you just signed into your NVIDIA account,
You could try it.
you could play. There was like a selection of like 35 games or whatever you could play on. And just none of them worked. My connection wasn't that bad. Like on Wi-Fi, I had like 120 down, something like that. Should be more than enough to stream a game.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work nearly ever. And then I I tried to stream one of my own games off my computer.
Like remote play.
Yeah. So I was on Wi-Fi, sitting 6 inches from my router, and my PC was wired, and the connection just didn't fucking work. Like, it worked for a little bit, and I played for a little bit, and it just didn't work. And then I tried PS Now. This is like years later. I tried PS Now. And that shit kind of sucked too. So, you know,
Yep.
I think if XCloud is good, it's definitely like the only one in its field that's actually good.
Yeah. You know how the Wi-Fi is at work. I played this thing at work, and it was pretty good. It worked decently.
That's surprising, because I can't even get like Google to work most times.
And yeah, it worked surprisingly well. I didn't notice a ton of latency. There was one game that I was like, I'm noticing something, but I think it was my connection at the time. And one of the coolest parts with XCloud that I thought was really cool was the fact that you can just play it on your PC with an Ethernet port. So I can play Skate 3 with my brand new router at 800 megabits per second, Ethernet on my PC. I was like, that's pretty sick. And there's other 360 games on there. And there's also other games that aren't on Game Pass, but are on cloud streamed Game Pass too.
You're really selling this. Like, I just for the sake of Skate 3, I might just toss him $1
Just to try.
just to try it for like a month. Play a little Skate 3, get it out of my system, and then not pay ever again.
Yeah. And because I already have Game Pass, it's $5 more. So I'm like, yeah, I can.
That's true.
Until the Steam Deck comes out, this is going to be my thing.
That's true. I do also already have Game Pass.
So.
Yeah.
Until this, I played State of Decay 2 on my phone.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like, dude, until the Steam Deck comes out and lets me do the same thing but better, because it's not streamed, it's native. Yeah, this is gonna be my thing. I'm probably gonna immediately go back to normal Game Pass once Steam Deck comes out and I try it and I make sure that, like, you know, it actually lives up to its potential.
Yeah.
But for the time being, dude, XCloud, pretty sick. And the best part is,
Pretty
like, I tried
cool.
this on Letsy's computer, which is like a 3rd gen i3 with
Nice.
integrated graphics. But because it's all streamed, like, dude, I was playing fucking, like I said, State of Decay 2 on there. I was playing Middle Earth, Shadow of War, like, all perfectly fine. It's pretty cool.
It's interesting that, because now that opens up like entirely new market where if you can get game streaming to be that reliable, that much, that often, that opens up an entirely new market, because now you just almost don't need a gaming PC.
You don't need hardware.
And now we might start to see, and I'm not talking like, oh, this is going to happen next week. I'm talking like 10 years off.
Mm-hmm.
We might start to see the way we see movies and TV shows now, whereas owning them on like DVD, owning them physically, or owning them in any sense, digitally or otherwise, is going to be seen sort of like as old-fashioned, and people are just going to stream stuff now.
Yeah. Or like rent or subscribe. Or like, yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
People generally are like, what I've found is people can be like very anti-streaming service. I love streaming services.
When they work, yeah. Like, for movies, it's perfect. For
I'll
games,
pay-
if they can get it to that point.
I'll gladly
yeah.
pay $10 a month. I give Spotify. I'm on student Spotify, so I pay $5 a month. I pay $5 a month for Spotify. Like, I couldn't be happier. I can listen to like literally anything I want right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier with that. Right? And Spotify never really like does anything bad, honestly. Like, they changed the layout recently, somewhat recently, and it's like even that was like, oh, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But it was never like bad.
Yep.
So I feel like that's gonna be the rise of that is something we're gonna see where, oh, you bought the game? That's a bit weird.
You pre-ordered Dying Light 2? Like, obviously, it'll be years from now, but still.
So it'll still be just, oh, it's coming now. It's coming out in a month.
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
A year.
I also think game streaming, hear me out, game streaming opens up the doors for VR.
In what way?
Well, think of Airlink. You have this
I'm
really
thinking.
powerful PC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if, instead of that powerful PC, you have your little laptop plugged into Ethernet and you have your Quest 2, or by then, probably Quest 4. And now you're streaming, and this is assuming the hardware doesn't catch up with Quest by then, but you're streaming, like, real PC quality games to the laptop and then streaming that to your Quest. But by then, if the streaming's that good, you're not going to have that much of a fidelity loss. Because Airlink's already great.
Yeah, I guess, but the amount that you'd have to stream, the amount of data you'd have to process is, like, astronomical.
But
like,
it's no different than Airlink now, except you would have that extra streaming platform, obviously, in between.
Well, I guess, yeah, because the only thing I'm thinking of now is, like, it just seems like you're gonna end up with, like, so much more data
Or, hear me out on this.
over an external connection, which is, obviously, there's the physical distance, and I think it might just add up to just enough latency, because it's already very latency specific.
Yeah.
Latency sensitive. It might just add up to just enough latency to make it, like, near unplayable.
Maybe, yeah. It's definitely possible. But then there's also the point of, like, what if you don't stream to a laptop, but you stream directly to the Quest, you know?
Well, maybe.
There's that.
Maybe.
Obviously, that's still ways off. And by then, I mean, with how powerful the Quest 2 is, with the Quest 3 and 4, I mean, there's probably not really going to be a market for streaming, like, Airlink, really, I would think. Like, once the hardware catches up to a certain degree, like, there's really not going to be very much of a difference.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking of, though, is they're definitely, like, I think pushing the limits with a device that can be passively cooled.
There's a fan.
Is there?
Yeah. There's a fan in the Quest.
Okay.
Yeah. You know the line, right? So there's a faceplate, the line around it?
Yeah.
That's all one big...
Oh, all right. I was just saying, because it's definitely just passively cooled, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, it's active.
Because, things get hot.
Yeah. It gets a little toasty sometimes when you're playing it.
So, I feel like even just extrapolating out more power would just require more cooling, and then because it's such a small device, it'll get heavy and loud.
Yeah.
So now you're playing VR, it's like, oh, this is a great experience. I'm playing, like, Half-Life Alyx natively on this Quest. But it sounds like a server.
Yeah.
It's going the whole time.
I suppose, but the other thing I've always wondered too with VR headsets, right? I'm surprised at how underutilized, like, the strap portion is. Like, the most you've ever seen out of a strap natively is, like, the original Rift and the new Quest now with the speakers. But, like,
yeah,
you could certainly fit some shit in there. I'm just saying, like, especially with the Quest being so front heavy, like, why didn't they move the battery to the back?
I remember when I first got my Vive, I was like, nah, the Rift has the headphones on the thing, but I think I'll just use my own. Probably be fine. Man, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
The speakers on the Quest, mint.
Yeah.
mint.
People always complain about the actual quality. I'm like, I think it's fine.
I think it's perfectly fine. Yeah. Especially like VR. Like when you're playing VR, you're not gonna be like deeply engrossed in the sound design of this game.
Yeah. As much as like I get it, like from an immersion standpoint, like if you want to be immersed in VR, you're gonna boot up your Quest. You're gonna put on your probably WH-1000 or whatever.
I just think it's a immersive enough experience, and I feel
I agree.
I personally feel like I need that
spatial awareness.
Yeah, that awareness of like, oh, I am still in a real physical space.
Yeah.
And remain aware of things that may be around me. Small four-legged terrestrial mammals that may crawl up and be stepped on because they're stupid.
Yeah. No, I agree. VR is like really cool for its immersion factor, but I almost feel like there's a I'm too immersed point.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your setup, right? If you have a big enough setup.
Like I said, I don't know if I said this on the show or if I just said this to you or someone. If I played like a decent horror game in VR with those noise-canceling headphones, I'd probably have a fucking mental breakdown.
Yeah, you'd probably genuinely lose it. Or like at a minimum, you'd fucking have a heart attack.
I would just like, I would have to like step out and stop playing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ever get to that point where like, I really can't
like
play this
I find,
right now.
Yeah, I agree. There's a problem when it's not like, oh, that's too scary, I don't want to play it. It's like, I cannot.
No, I genuinely, like, this is like...
I'm
really
fearing for my
out.
life.
Yeah.
Like I've lost touch with if this is a game or not. That's a scary boundary. That's where you get towards like what is it, Sword Art Online, right? Where they kind of like they're in VR, but they're just like living in a pod or like on their bed or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're part of the game. That's like a scary thought in a way of like, I don't want to be in Red Dead 2. Ultimately, like.
Although I think like for a limited amount of time that'd be cool. But what I would like more so would be have you ever seen Westworld? Any of that show?
No, I know kind of no, I can't even really say that, but I roughly
But the
know
premise
what it's about.
of Westworld, not the show, I didn't watch a ton of the show. I gotta go back and watch it, just like everything else. But the premise of Westworld, this setting, is that it's all in like android humanoids that are like Wild West. Yeah. And you can just do whatever, and they can't hurt you, but you can hurt them or whatever. I feel like that would be a better experience than like a VR thing. And especially, I think it'd be way less dangerous because like if you got VR to that level, it'd have to like fucking tap into your brain and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want anything going in my brain that I didn't put there. That I don't, I guess I put it there, but I don't want anything going in my brain that don't belong there, right?
Yep.
Oh, I got this part of my brain from birth. That's the only part that's going in. That's the only part that's staying there.
Yeah. Imagine they tap into your brain, right? The Zuck, he taps into your brain.
Well,
and he starts making you see advertisements.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're not wrong though. I mean,
you're like what? You're at a grocery store, right? You go down the like cracker aisle and you're seeing like fucking Cheez-It ads, fucking Oreo ads, like
I don't want any of this shit, bro. I already have a shopping list. I don't know about you, Jordan. I don't know about you. But you have I have a set list of things I always buy, and then I browse a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this rotation of a good selection of items and okay, I'm gonna get this today. I feel like getting this, or I'm gonna get that today. I'm not constantly looking for new food items.
No, Lexi and I meal plan. Sometimes we look up new recipes, but when we go shopping, it's going through all the recipes we plan on making for that week. Every item, and then all the redundant stuff like lunch meats and shit.
Yeah.
But it's all planned. I mean, there's we might walk by a certain aisle and be like, yo, check that out, take that. But everything's pretty much planned to a T.
But that's beside the point. Yeah, they because Elon Musk is doing shit with this Neuralink, which fuck that. I don't want anyone, much less Elon Musk, putting shit in my brain.
Yeah. Unless it's Synapse Misfire. Just hear us on repeat all the time.
Not me. I wouldn't want that. Because I already make the show. I want to hear me on... I'd be like...
You're not that much of a narcissist?
No, because I already hear enough of myself. Right? I got these things in my head called thoughts. I do a bit of thinking. I hear enough of myself. So.
What were you thinking when you didn't hit start recording?
Oh, see, that time I wasn't.
You're like, I thought I was hitting start recording.
Because I distinctly remember hitting start recording, but then I was just like, it was just a test thing.
Yeah.
And I hadn't
We
started
found
the
the
game
test
yet.
audio.
Yeah, the test audio. I watched. I looked in. I was like, I really didn't get any of that. And I looked in my videos folder, and there's the test audio that's like a 2-second long clip from OBS, and it's just I click on it, and it's just Jordan going, "Watch it not work" or something like that, and then it didn't work. So
It's meant to be.
So
It's like it meant to be. But damn, man. Yeah.
But
enough of that depressing shit.
We talked briefly about food shopping.
Food. Yeah.
I'll talk to you about food for a minute.
Yep.
Cereal.
What kind?
We're closing in on Halloween time, and that means the seasonal cereals are out.
Blueberry.
I have to ask you. I feel like you just answered my question.
I've never had any of them.
You haven't? I was gonna say, are you a Frankenberry, a Blueberry, or Count Chocula man?
Never had any of
I'm
them.
partial to Count
Can
Chocula.
we, next time we record, so when's the next episode? So this will be 28th, something like that. Can we, towards Halloween, get all 3 of them and eat them on the podcast?
We could do we'll do a taste test video.
Yeah.
No, maybe not for the podcast. We'll just do it for like an IRL or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We could do an IRL or we splice it into the podcast. We just don't put it on the audio format because y'all motherfuckers need to watch on YouTube because we do funny shit. You know?
Like this.
Don't tell those audio listeners what you just did. He just paid you off. That's all. Yeah.
I wouldn't do any such thing.
Yeah. Actually, what he just did. But
So I guess maybe
there you
that'll
go.
be interesting because I've had all 3.
I've never
and
had
you've
them.
never had any of them. So maybe we'll just get all 3 and we'll do a little taste test for you.
Do a little taste test. Hell yeah. Sounds like a plan. And maybe this one will work out because we will remember to hit record. There will be no hurricanes. And yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that.
Before we know it, we have what we think is a recording of me trying the cereal, but really it's just 2 dudes on a Saturday in the other dude's basement eating fucking cereal. And it wasn't even recorded, and that's just it.
Yeah, it's just us eating cereal just to do it.
Naked. Wait, what?
No, that's not part of it. I don't know where you would get that. I don't know.
It was just a thought.
I don't know what kind of ideas you have in that strange head of yours.
That smooth cranium.
That smooth koala brain of yours.
Anyway.
But there's gonna be none of that here.
Anyway, so which one's your favorite?
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula. So what? So blueberry, frankenberry. What are they? Just like berries, like little ball berries instead of ball bearings. Shut the fuck up, John.
Dude. Hello. Oh, he's gonna scratch the couch.
Dude, come on. That's new set equipment.
New. Listen, they're like the little. It's like Lucky Charms.
Or is it like the Captain Crunch with berries one? I thought it was like that. It's not.
No, it's like Lucky Charms. They're like little ghosts.
Are they marshmallowy like that?
And then they have like little themed marshmallows, but the like main candy is like ghosts, or the main cereal is like ghosts.
And then what's Count Chocula? Just like Crave?
Bats and shit. No, it's just chocolate cereal.
So it's like Cocoa Puff.
Kinda, yeah.
Hell yeah. I really am craving cereal now.
They all kind of taste like... They all kind of have that distinct cereal texture where they all kind of like... It's like eating styrofoam almost.
Yeah, and it's super enjoyable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a bowl of Count Chocula this morning.
Dude, cereal? It's fucking mint.
I have never... Like, I used to be big into cereal when I was like a kid. And then I never ate cereal. And then I finally like started eating cereal again. I'm like, damn. The cereal shit kind of goes hard. I fuck with cereal now.
Cereal is like beyond old reliable. Like, I don't think I've ever done wrong with cereal.
Yeah,
like,
it's never like...
It's fast, it's cheap, and it's good.
You know, I'm more partial to like a Cocoa Krispies or a Cocoa Pebbles or a Cocoa Puffs or a...
I'm sensing a theme here.
Anything chocolate, really. I like a lot of chocolate cereals. But I won't shy away from a bowl of Frosted Flakes.
Oh yes, bro. Give me that Tony.
Captain. I got a little too excited there.
Sorry.
The Captain Crunch, that shit goes hard.
Lucky Charms.
It's kind of like Captain Crunch is like always has the consistency of like broken glass when you eat it.
It really does.
But it's really good. But
what is that taste though? Like, what is it?
it's just Captain Crunch.
But like, what the fuck is it? It's so distinct and so good.
I don't know actually, like what it's made of genuinely, because there's no off-brand Captain Crunch, is there?
I don't think so.
So that shit's just unlocked. They only have like, maybe it's like oil. There's a limited supply of it, and they just drill into the earth to get it.
Makes sense.
And they just market it as cereal. The only thing I'm not partial to is the fruity cereals. I'm not good on like Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, things like that. Those are kind of trash.
I feel like cereal in general, dude. Like, I don't think there's really any cereals that I don't like.
I don't dislike them. It's just like,
you don't prefer them.
I mean, if they're there and it's the only one we have, I'll eat it. But if I could get something better, I'll get something better.
He's just licking himself.
Okay, I thought he was chewing.
It sounded like he was chewing, yeah. Since we're on the topic of cereals, though, Chris, right? Can we just discuss the worst thing about cereal? When you grab your cereal, you're like, dude, I'm feeling this, right?
I'm about to tear this cereal up.
You put that into the bowl, and you're like, yeah, but you don't got no milk.
When that happens to me, it ruins my whole day. Not just my morning, my whole day.
Or, on the contrary, you got the milk. You're like, yes,
no
I am
cereal.
prepared.
You have about a crumb and a half of cereal.
and there's a crumb and a half of cereal. Or, what's he doing? What are you doing, kid?
He was trying to eat this little bag.
Oscar already got to it, as you can tell.
Hey, get out of here. Scram. Vamos.
Vamonos, bitch.
Get out of here.
Or, for the third worst thing.
When the shit gets soggy.
Okay, maybe there's four. It gets soggy, you let it sit a little too long, it gets a little too drippy. Or, you put that shit in, you scoop it up, you take a bite, and it's stale.
Ugh.
And it's stale. And you're just not, you still eat it, but you're just not happy.
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah, that's
you're
fair.
eating it, and you're just like,
but
what the fuck?
I'll say this, though, on the topic of fruity cereals. I will take a, like, boring adult cereal over, like, fruity cereals.
So you'll take, like, regular plain Cheerios?
Yeah. Or, like, Honey Nut Cheerios, or I'll take, like, Corn Flakes or Bran Flakes over.
Yo, can we just talk about how smack
Fruit Loops.
Raisin Bran is?
Raisin Bran kind of goes hard. I like, because a lot of things that have no business having raisins in them have raisins in them.
Yeah.
Raisin Bran's not one of those things.
No. Raisin Bran's like, why would you not have those together?
Yeah, because you eat Bran Flakes and you're like, oh, Christ.
This shit sucks.
This shit tastes like sadness.
It's like sawdust. It's a little piece of
It
sawdust.
really does. It's like, this tastes like I'm actively getting depression eating this. But then you eat the Raisin Bran, you're like, it's 2 scoops. It's morning time, baby. I'm eating. I'm ready for a good day.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
Damn straight.
Because I don't know what kind of raisins they use. I don't know what they do to the raisins.
But
they're different than just a raisin.
No, they don't just toss a raisin in there. There's something in that raisin.
There's some kind of devious chemical wizardry happening with those raisins.
It's like a very strong raisin. It's weird.
Yeah, and it's almost like sugar coated very lightly.
Yeah. Because almost like caramelized in a way.
Yeah. They're strange. But they're very good. Dude, Raisin Bran, frosted shredded mini wheat.
You know what's funny? I had those for the first time probably about 6 months ago.
If you want to talk about sawdust.
I was unbelievably
like
disappointed. I was like, really? I'm not happy to eat this.
Really?
I all my life, I was like, we can never have the goddamn on-brand cereal. I always wanted to try frosted mini wheats. And I was like...
Well, you're an adult. You buy your own groceries.
This is okay. Like, I had way higher expectations.
Frosted shredded mini wheats, I think, is like that perfect mix of an adult cereal that's hearty and it's going to fill you up for the day, and the kid cereal that's like sugary and kind of shitty for you.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
I prefer the sugary shitty cereals. Like,
As most do, yeah.
I'll take a bowl of Cocoa Puffs any day.
But you could eat like 6 of those.
Yeah,
I've had
and then
like
you'll
5
be
of those.
fine. And then you'll be like, oh, I just like, I could eat again, honestly. But you have, the frosted shredded mini wheats. That shit's hearty. Those little mini wheatlets, those are dense.
That's a dense wheat.
And then you bite into it and you're like, and it retains its crunch because it's so dense. It's like biting into tungsten. What do they make that out of, I wonder? What do they make that stuff out of?
It's gonna be made out of tons and sten.
For the uninitiated again, I mentioned something about tungsten. Oh, Jordan asked me what's the densest element?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What is the most dense element? And I said tungsten. And he goes, oh, you know, like a bunch of, random shit. And I was like, yeah, but I only know surface level stuff. And he goes, yeah, but if I asked you the chemical composition of tungsten, you wouldn't know. And I said, yes, I would. It's tungsten. So we give Jordan shit about tungsten all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's only a little upset about it.
Now, Chris knows this better than anyone. If this was me 4 years ago, I'd be blisteringly mad.
You'd be actual mad.
But I don't care. Chris has asked me dumb questions before, too. One time he asked me to suck,
I never said anything of that sort.
This
Sorry.
cat. This
I'm
cat.
gonna smack the shit out of this cat.
Not for real, not for real, not for real, not for real.
What did I tell you earlier? Scram.
Get on out of here, boy.
Come on, boy.
Our set is moving. I don't like when our set blows in the wind. He's definitely behind me. Who made tungsten?
Timothy Tungsten. He invented it in 1943.
Timothy Tungsten, a.k.a. Tim Tun. Tim
Tim
Tun
Tun.
one son.
Ding dong.
That's how they made the fucking clock, dude. Ding dong. Ding dong. This always happens, right? This always happens. We have a shitty day or like a shitty incident, right? So for me, it was mud watery cobalt stripping bullshit while Chris was setting up the set. On top of the issue we had with Life is Strange. And then episode 1 is just this somber beat. And then we finally get over the somberness, and it's always just like bullshit. Episode 2 of that recording session is just always bullshit. It happens every time. If you ever have an episode that you listen to and we're like, yeah, today just kind of sucked. Yeah. We tried to record a video and the fucking phone corrupted her, but just know the next episode is just going to be bullshit, balls to the wall. No, we're talking about cereal.
We have been talking about cereal for a considerable amount of time. Considerable amount of time. What is your opinion, Jordan, on Cookie Crisp?
Dude, Cookie Crisp?
Cookie Crisp?
That shit's the little fox guy or whatever, wolf guy. He's scary, but the cereal's pretty good.
He's scary.
Yeah,
when give me nightmares. Listen.
Dude, tell me not though. That's the one cereal that I will prefer soggy.
Well, yeah, because it's like cookies and milk. When you put cookies in milk, you get them soggy, and that's the whole purpose. I can agree with that.
But like Lucky Charms soggy,
Lucky
Frosted
Charms
Flakes soggy, but dude, Cookie Crisp soggy, fucking man.
Cookie Crisp is interesting because eating it as an adult hits way different. You're like, oh, I'm eating cookies for breakfast. What is my life coming to? When you're a kid, because no parent is like, when you're in the store and you're like, hey, mom, hey, dad, can we have Cookie Crisp? They're like, hell no. Get that shit out of here. It's cookies. You're not going to eat that for breakfast. And then the one time you break down their will and they buy you this Cookie Crisp.
You bitched extra hard that day.
Oh, yeah. And it's awesome because you never get to have it. And you really have to convince the person who's solely in charge of your food to buy it for you. But it's like, I'm 20 years old. I can just go to the store right now and get Cookie Crisp.
And we could stop recording right now and go buy some.
Like right now. I think that takes some of the magic out of Cookie Crisp.
That's a good point. It's like there was a guy who It was Jerry Rig. You know Jerry Rig Everything?
Yeah.
He just did a recent video on the Z Flip, and he mentions how sometimes anticipating new technology is better than using that technology. I feel like that's the same. Anticipating that thought of Cookie Crisp is sometimes just better than eating it.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Like, Cookie Crisp on its own, me just going to the store buying Cookie Crisp.
I know, okay, I just ate cookies.
Yeah, I just ate a bunch of...
Could have just made cookies.
Bunch of little cookies. I could have just made big cookies. Yeah. Or I could have gotten a package of big cookies. But when you're a kid, yes, I just spent 6 months trying to convince my dad to get this for me. And we finally have Cookie Crisp.
And he got the big box.
And he got the family size.
I'm a family.
I couldn't be happier. And then you eat it for breakfast. You get a big bowl
for like 5 days straight.
You get a big bowl for breakfast, and you're like, oh, this shit is hitting.
And it just sets you off for a good day.
Yeah. But I feel like it's one of those things, like those grand iced honey buns they sold at work.
Yes.
Dude, it's one of those things, like, if I was a kid, I'd be all about it. And then I eat it now, and I'm like, ugh. It feels like...
I can feel it floating.
It's like I can feel this thing reacting in my stomach. I feel like I'd have that same reaction with Cookie Crisp.
It's like splitting an atom.
Like, I can feel this, like, reacting in my stomach. Cereal. That was a good topic. Bro, you just bought half that TV. Why are you throwing shit at it?
I was trying to hit the camera. But anyway. I threw a water bottle for those audio listeners. Empty water bottle.
Do you have anything else interesting about cereal to say?
Can
we move on?
Can we talk about off-brand versus brand?
Yeah, sure.
How do you feel about, like, off-brand cereal, like off-brand Cocoa Puffs? I'll be honest. Cereal is probably one of the things that holds up, in my opinion.
Cereal is cereal. Growing up, and even now, I would usually get generic brand shit.
Same.
Because, why not?
Well, the price discrepancies, I don't remember it being quite as bad when I was a kid, probably because I wasn't the one paying for it.
But now that I am...
Dude, $5 for this box of Cheerios versus like $1.79 for this box of
exactly
at stores brand Cheerios, like whole wheat grain thing. Like
yeah, like I could get some wholehearted American yellow box Cheerios, or I can get
toasted oats,
or I can get Wheat Circles by Great Value, and they're a third of the price.
Yeah, and just as good.
What hits different is the cereals. Have you ever gotten cereal in like the big bag?
I've always wanted to try that. Is it better?
I think it's a bit better because of the unusual packaging format. It tastes like...
Is that a perception versus reality thing?
Yeah, you can almost taste the, like, poverty. So I've never been particularly impoverished. I'm not, like, rich, but I'm not, like... I've never been like, oh, can't have food anymore. That sort of business.
No, my thing was always, can't have internet anymore. I went 5 years without internet.
Bruh, that's tough.
That was tough. But I will say I was probably the most active in that time period, and then I got internet, and now here I am on a couch with Big Lad here.
Put it this way. No internet for 5 years, always had internet. Anything you notice?
Slight discrepancy between us.
Yeah. But, I wasn't ever at a level of like, oh, you can always have the branded thing all the time.
No, God, no.
And
I never had branded.
When they started rolling out those big bags of just cereal, it's just the bag, there's no box involved. My dad or wherever was like, for the same price, you can have like double the Frosted Flakes.
Yep. So
it makes sense to buy it. So we would get that, and you can like, there's the element of being exposed to it's one layer closer to the open air, so you can almost taste like whatever environment it's been in.
Yeah, the little fucking factory. You can taste the little Chinese men working on the fucking bag.
And you can taste like the bottom of the bargain bin at Walmart.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, those beds are cool. I see them all the time when we go grocery shopping. I'm just like, I kind of want that. I was a sucker for packaging.
That's such like a, I feel like that's a distinctly male thing. Where like, yo, it's cereal, but they just put it in a bag? That shit's crazy. I'm gonna get this.
They used to have a bag and a box, but now
it's just a bag? That's so much more efficient. And they conveniently pass the savings on to me, the customer? That's great. But, and it's easy for someone like me, a single man, but I imagine with someone like Jordan, he's like, Lexi, listen.
Hear me out.
Hear me out for a second here. There's no box. It's just in a bag. How fucking cool is that? She's like, just put it in the damn cart. I just don't speak to me.
She's like, it's the same fucking thing. I'm like, no, but you don't get it.
No. There's no box.
It's in a bag.
Just a bag.
And that's it.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing as anything else. You know what, Jordan? Just put it in the cart. Just put it in the cart. We'll buy it. Is that gonna make you happy? We'll just buy it.
No, usually it's actually like, just shut the fuck up and put it back. So, bold on Chris to assume.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just like, shut your fucking mouth, you dumb bitch.
Shut up. We're just going to get the regular box one.
No, not even. Put the pad back, get the toasted oats with the Great Value brand, and shut your damn mouth.
We're not even going to get the Raisin Bran. You're getting Bran Flakes this week, bitch. Don't ever ask me for that bag shit again.
Oh, you know what her new thing is now? We have these little containers. She takes the cereal, she opens the box, she opens the bag, she puts it in the container, and then puts the container lid on, and then it goes stale, like, immediately. That's her new thing.
We were never big on that one.
I hate that one.
But, when you go to, like, a friend's house or wherever, and they do have that situation going on, usually it's like, they just get the bag cereal, and they do that with it. And what they'll do, no matter what cereal is in there, when they buy new cereal, no matter what it is, they'll just dump it on top and shake it up and mix it. Mm-hmm. And like, that is fucking menace tier shit.
Imagine Frosted Flakes and Cheers. Actually sounds like it might be okay, but
no, still. It's like, if you have Fruit Loops in there, and you go out and you buy, like, what's a bad one? What's a bad combo? If you buy Cookie Crisp to bring it back, and then you just shake that shit up, that is like, I feel like that's almost deserving of like a lethal injection.
No. Burning at the stake.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's fair. What I just thought of is an exception to my fruity cereals list. Not liking fruity cereals. Apple Jacks. I love the shit out of Apple Jacks.
To be bomb. But what happened to cinnamon?
That's a great point. Because I guess they phased out cinnamon because he was like an offensive character of a Jamaican person. And I tried to look into who voiced cinnamon.
That concern. Oh, who voiced him? Yeah.
But no one knows. He's, like, not credited for any of the commercials. I found an actor for him. Mm-hmm. Which I guess he played in certain commercials, like, later on ones, I think.
Yeah.
And it's, like, an actual Jamaican guy. But the original actor, no one fucking knows. And I guess the closest we've come to finding out is someone found the actor for the Apple and asked him, hey, what's the actor for Cinema? What's his name? Like, what does he do? And the guy just said, I don't know. I just remember his first name, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, this guy's a mystery.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's strange. But that's why he's not around anymore, because he was an offensive character of a Jamaican person.
I'd love to know who voiced that complaint, or if they just did it on their own. Maybe because they realized they've been getting voice acting from a fucking ghost the whole time. They're like, hey, Jim, who the fuck is this cinnamon guy? I thought you hired him. Hired who? Hired who? This guy's just been just talking to himself. This guy's just been showing up in these commercials. Maybe it's Apple. He goes from strong Jamaican
He's just
to
like
apple.
he just goes from like apple to cinnamon. He just has like split personalities.
He's just talking to himself in a dark room.
He's like fucking DID. But Cinnamon was the shit, dude. He was always the good guy.
Cinnamon made me, this is probably gonna sound fucked up, but Cinnamon made me think higher of Jamaican people. Like, I was like, I would fucking love to meet a Jamaican in person.
Imagine imagine if you had at that point, and then you were like so disappointed because he's not like Cinnamon.
I'm like, how the fuck could you
How dare you?
differ from Cinnamon?
How dare you? I had this beautiful image of you in my head as a wisecracking cinnamon stick who battles a little apple. How dare you be different than that? How dare you be an individual human being with their own thoughts and personalities and ideas on things
And beliefs. How? I can't with you right now.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Just fuck off.
We've been talking about cereal for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. What happened to Taco Bell, Chris?
Bro. This is an interesting one. So the Taco Bell is near my house. You used to be able to drive directly in. So the way it's set up is you drive down a central like road and then you pull off into a little plaza, and the Taco Bell's in the plaza, and you basically, it's the first thing in that plaza, so you turn off the road and it's basically you're making a U-turn into this Taco Bell. You used to be able to do that, just go in, make that U-turn, just go directly into the Taco Bell, but the drive-thru was right there, so it would hold up traffic. Like, someone would wait in line at the drive-thru and block the whole entrance and exit. Yep. So now what you have to do, understandably, is drive around the building and get into the drive-thru. Mm-hmm. And there's this big sign, it's painted on the ground, do not enter, do not enter. That's a one-way, you exit only.
Yeah.
And apparently, not one, but two people didn't know what do not enter means, and they blocked that whole entrance off, or that whole exit off. And so, not only, the first person who did it was fine. They just like passed through, did their thing. The second person who did it, not only did they block the whole exit for a person who was trying to get out, they took about 10 minutes to place their order. They must be getting a ton of food. And then I pulled up and it hadn't cleared the screen yet. They were getting $17 worth of food. How did that take 10 minutes to order?
Taco Bell, that's like 4 items.
How did that take you 10 minutes to order, number one?
Yeah.
Now, so I'm behind her, and now she's at the window, and she's like giving the workers a hard time about something or other.
So she was at the window. Worth of food.
She was at the window for like 10 minutes. So, not only did she block the only exit to the establishment, she held up the line for like 20 minutes. What a terrible human.
At a business that's probably already super short-staffed, too.
Exactly. There's signs out front saying, hey, we're hiring. I've never seen companies this desperate. They're like, we're hiring. We'll give you everything.
You will become a shareholder.
All the money in the register. At the end of the night, it's yours if you work. Because no one else wants to.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude.
It's just wild. I mean, but you have to think. People complain about these like fast food jobs and whatever, and it was always the answer was always, oh, just get a better job then. Yeah. And then they went to get better jobs, or I guess in some cases they're just not working, but in a lot of cases they just went to get better jobs or wherever, and now it's like a big issue.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. So that fucking sucks. I think you might have just swayed me. I was thinking of getting pizza when I left. I think I'm getting Taco Bell. Because I'm salivating at the thought of a Crunchwrap Supreme.
I I'm probably at Chipotle, because Friday is usually Chipotle for me. I forget Friday's my Chipotle day. But this particular Friday, at work for lunch, we ordered Chinese food, and I only ate like half of the actual meal that I ordered, and I still had like extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like a big Chinese feast for dinner last night, and so I didn't get Chipotle.
Surprised you woke up?
No, actually, I ate this, and then like I played those parts in Red Dead, and then I was like, ooh, this got me feeling some type of way. And then it felt like there was a very, very angry rodent in my lower intestine.
You're just pissed off, dude.
And yeah, that was a tough one. But I've since recovered. So
Happy to hear it. Yeah, I could go for some Taco Bell. Speaking of fast food, what happened to Starbucks too? Seems like you've been getting around, you and the Fiesta.
I've been getting
picking
around.
up food.
On campus at school, attached to one of our buildings is a Starbucks. And this Starbucks, it's like a public Starbucks, but it's mostly students that go there. All the students work there, students go there. If you go in between classes, it's a nightmare.
Really?
Like the line's like out the fucking door.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was this I was ordering with some boys, and I got coffee and I got a bagel. And coffee is usually like, I don't order anything complicated, so it takes them like 38 seconds to make my coffee.
Yeah.
It's just large cream with Splenda. And they can't even, for some weird COVID reason, they can't put the Splenda in my drink.
Does it have to peel it, or I don't know.
I don't get it.
This fucking kid.
I'm gonna get off of there, dude. So for some reason they can't put the Splenda in the drink, but that's beside the point. But I noticed it was taking a little longer to get my coffee going. And I turned my attention to the counter, and there's a woman who's very distraught. And I'm like trying to tune into like what's actually happening. And she has these like two little packets in her hand. She throws them over the glass. No, it was underneath the glass where they pass you your drink. And she's just very upset and adamant that, well, this is equal. I asked for stevia. She wanted her stevia, damn it. And my drink is sitting there on the counter. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be, it's one of those fucking days, isn't it? Mind you, I had about half an hour till I got to class. So, I was already kind of running short on time. So, she's like causing a fuss about this and held up the line for like 5 minutes because this poor girl is like behind the counter, is trying to like sift through all their fucking belongings to find the stevia so this woman can finally go away. You know, I can't think of a more like quintessentially Starbucks moment than a woman distraught, a blonde white woman extremely angry that they didn't give her stevia and gave her equal.
Yeah. I don't know what the difference is between them. If there's even like a dietary difference, but like what the fuck?
It's not even like it's all like a fucking corporate propaganda thing because stevia is supposed to be healthier. Mm-hmm. Because it comes from like another plant.
Yeah.
But they're all the same. It's like how people think like aspartame is bad for you. It's like it's really not. Yeah. The study, there's a study that showed that it is possible within the mice that were tested, that some showed a higher risk of certain types of cancers when exposed to aspartame. But extrapolated out on people, we've never found anything.
Yep.
So it's people think it's like that. It's, oh, fake sugar's gonna give me cancer, so I gotta get the stevia because it's a different plant. It's a plant. Can't give me cancer if it's a plant.
Yep.
Look at tobacco, dum dum.
That was a good one, actually. Yeah, you know what's weird? I don't understand getting mad, at, like,
Just in general, at a fast food worker.
at just workers or customer service or whatever you want to call them. Maybe I'm a little biased now that I actually work
You
in,
work
like,
in
a
customer
service style role.
But
But, like, I just had a huge bitch spat with Xfinity about my cable bots. I just had, like, a whole big incident with them. And I went there, and there was a guy. And I knew this guy is not the reason I'm in this situation.
exactly.
So I very nicely said, hey, this is the issue. You know, what can you do to help me? And he was like, I got you. Taken care of. And he took care of it. I didn't go in there and be like, this is fucking bullshit. My service sucks. Because this is just some guy who just works at this branch and just does his thing.
Yeah, he's not fucking Xavier Xfinity, all right? He's just Steve from customer service.
Yeah.
He just works there, bro. He probably makes like $18 an hour if he's lucky.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason to like yell at this person.
Yeah. So
If I was in that space, which I really wouldn't be, where I wanted the Splenda and you gave me Sweet and Low, I want the Splenda, I wouldn't be like that. But if I was, I'd be like, oh, this is the wrong one.
And then yeah.
And then there we go. Oh, okay. And they just give me my.
And they'd be like, which one do you want? I'd be like, yeah,
they just give me the one that I wanted. There's no reason to escalate an interaction like that.
And I bet that bitch who held up the line for stevia, since they made this mistake and they gave her the wrong one, I bet before COVID, when they would put it in your drink, she probably had it numerous times without stevia.
And just didn't notice.
And had no idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just feel like people who like prefer to consume stevia as their preferred sweetener are just like generally more
obnoxious.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. If it's sweet, it's sweet. I don't really care. Yeah. I just care that it's not sugar because I don't like to drink my calories.
Yeah.
Like there's something I dislike about drinking 500 calories in a sitting. There's something I dislike about that. So that's why I just don't do it. So I'm like, whatever's 0 calories, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah, wow. There you have it. You got anything else?
Starbucks, cereal, Taco Bell.
Yeah, welcome to Synapse Misfire, the only podcast where you can hear shit about cereal for 40 minutes.
Do you have anything about cereal you want to add?
We should make our own cereal.
What would it be?
Well, that's what we'd have to think long and hard about, you know? What would be our combination of cereal? So your favorite was Count Chocula or really anything chocolate. Yeah. My favorite is probably Frosted Flakes. So if we had chocolate, we frosted that shit. Something like that.
Let's just make it a bowl of
granite.
It's of granite? I was going to say a bowl of just sugar.
Yeah.
Just sugar, you put a little milk in there. A little splash of milk. You put a bowl of little granite. Little gravel granite.
Yep.
And you put a little milk in there. That's a hearty breakfast right there. Earthy. Yep. I feel like it would just be an assortment of street trash we put on
half a Big Mac.
There's like a piece,
couple nuggets from Wendy's.
There's like a dead pigeon, some cigarette
some
butts,
of ostrich fur,
like a used hypodermic needle.
Yep.
And you just eat it and you're like, oh man, I have fucking AIDS now.
I have T-minus 7 seconds to live.
I have about This is an audio-friendly show.
Chris died.
All right, we're done here?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Remind everyone where you can find the show.
Yeah, audio only. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and, of course, Spotify, as well as our RSS feed linked down below. Put it into your favorite media consumption app. Of course, Pocket Cast. That's my app of choice. And as always, contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me, or in the YouTube comment section, or I always forget to shout it out, the goddamn Instagram. Don't forget about the Instagram. Eventually, we will do things with that. And that's it for now.
Well, Jordan, wouldn't you say that maybe, considering that we just implemented a new video format, we would be more active on our social medias and on our social media, Instagram.com and possibly other social medias such as like TikTok.com and Facebook.com and Twitter.com?
Yes.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Jordan.
What's up?
Get the fuck out of my house right now.
I can't even be mad about that. That was hardy. That was personal.
Oh, it was hard.